Hi, I'm Nicole. Happy Thanksgiving Eve. I thought that this was a really interesting TED Talk. It was really easy to follow. I liked that Temple got right to the point. She wasn't using a lot of filler words. She knew what she wanted to say. She got right to it. I appreciated that. It was really easy to follow. Um, as far as how her ideas influence how I would communicate with others, I was very aware that, people are different thinkers and they think differently. And so that wasn't anything new. Her kind of genres of thinking was maybe new to me, like a pattern thinker. Didn't know there was pattern thinkers, or if I did know it, I never thought about it. Photorealistic, I think we all know about. Music and math, and then the verbal mind. They definitely all make sense, and I'm sure that we all know someone who kind of fits into those categories, which just made me think about it more. And I guess a way that would, I don't know, help me communicate with others is to just be very aware that, there are people who think differently than I do. And if I'm trying to relay a message, to maybe see things from their perspective and maybe try to communicate in a way that's gonna work for them, because you already know what you're thinking. So you want them to know, but you don't want to, I don't want to waste my time. I don't want to waste theirs. So maybe try to be more precise in a way that maybe someone else thinks. For example, my brother is an engineer. And so I could talk and talk about something and go on. And he's just like, yeah, I don't want to talk about that anymore. I don't even know what you're saying. And so I just feel like I wasted my time, I wasted his, and I feel kind of stupid. So I would like to maybe learn how to communicate more on their terms. And I think the only way to do that is to really just ask. Just ask and be like, oh, well, what works for you? Or pay attention to the way that they're communicating to you. Like, really pay attention to it and just kind of add some of that to the way that you communicate to them. I think that this could aid in writing immensely, because it depends on your audience, what your goal is in your writing. And you want to reach that audience. And, like, let's say I'm trying to reach the science community. I'm not a scientist, but I'm trying to reach like a portion of the science community to talk about something. I need to speak in their terms. I need to pull some things that maybe I'm not familiar with into my writing, so that it will appeal to them, so that they'll understand it, instead of just rambling on about something that maybe an English teacher might understand, but chemical engineer is going to be like, what? Like, what is that? So I think that could definitely help with writing. And then another thing that she said, that as she moved on in her career, is that she had to sell her work and not herself. And that really made me think about me, which is kind of ego driven, I guess. But I get lost in my writing about the way that I'm thinking, the vocabulary that I use, the way that I talk, things that interest me, facts that I might find interesting, but they're not necessarily, abstract. They're more accustomed to me. And I think that is ego driven for me. And I think that I need to take that a large portion of that out of my writing, and I just get caught up in that, and I don't want to do that, because I don't want to close off any of like an audience that I'm trying to reach. And so that made me think about when she said that, she had to sell her work and not herself. And I need to think to myself, I need to sell the writing and not myself, because nobody knows who I am, so it doesn't really matter. And that's not my goal either. My goal is not to sell myself. I want to sell the writing or the work. And then let me see. And I guess when she was talking about how she was like a photorealistic thinker, I think a lot of people think like that, think in pictures or art. And I think you just got to kind of paint a picture with your words. and that's kind of what writing is to a lot of people. So it made me think about that, and I will try to adapt. Anyway, have a good night. Thanks.